Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. This is episode 4 of the 91 Toyota MR2 that we are rebuilding. Where we last left off, we actually removed the motor, the 2.2 liter from the 92 MR2 hardtop that we have. Next up is we're going to remove things that we are going to be using from the old motor. There are a couple things that we might be using, alternator brackets, I believe. Some more stuff that I was looking into doing some research on. So we're going to be removing a couple different things off that motor and reusing it. Probably going to make it pretty powder coated or do something cool to it. But as of right now, we're going to start removing some things. So let's get to it. So this is that 2.2 liter that I was talking about that we removed. This is our 92 hardtop Toyota MR2. We are going to be removing things in preparation for paint as well. This probably sounds super similar because we were doing this with my gray one, but we're also going to be doing it with this one. So there are going to be quite a few different things. I'm still debating if I put on the side skirts or not, or I sell it with the side skirts. I don't know. It's going to have a 93 lip, so it will even out a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe I want to sell it in its stock form. I'm not sure. Post your comments below in the comment section and let me know what you guys think I should do. But I am going to be putting on a set of kooky lights, but we're going to be removing this bumper because this bumper is dead. It looks like a pterodactyl bit into it for some reason. But I'm going to pick up another bumper today, and I'll be recording all this too, but I'm going to pick up another bumper, and this lady has a full black interior. This already has a black interior, but there are some things that I need to replace, like the dash. The dash has some lifting up here. It's very, very obvious. But this is something that I'm not going to sell the car with like this. If I could remove the dash, I am. But if not, I will at least sell it with the dash, so they have a fresh dash. But like I said, everything was removed. This is kind of where we're at as far as it goes as the engine bay, and we're going to start prepping for paint, removing tail lights. I am going to be taking this to the paint shop too, so they can refinish them and make it look all nice and pretty. But as of right now, let's get to it. Alright guys, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start removing literally the wire harness. So we're going to start with that part, but I know I'm going to be using the alternator bracket. I'm going to be using the alternator, the serpentine belt, the starter, and the transmission from the 5S for the 5th gen. So I'm going to start with that. Let's get to it. So I was able to remove the actual harness, the motor harness. Fairly simple. Pull the injectors, the injector plugs, basically. Whatever little sensors I can get back here. There was a bolt, this bolt right here that I pulled out to just to remove a clip that was on there. Very, very simple. So now we have the harness out. What I'm going to do now is start removing the alternator, the belt, the tensioner, all that stuff that I'm going to need. I might use this still. I might not, depending on how I feel. Probably not, but we'll see how it goes. So currently where I'm at now is I am removing all the bolts that hold the transmission. I have 2 bolts that are up here. That's one right here and one right here. They're both 17s, I believe. I'm going to pull those, and the transmission should be pretty loose at this point. I don't see any bolts that are on, so I think I could then pull it at that point. So let's see what happens. sorry for the music. My next door neighbors are actually playing some music or having a barbecue or something. But I got the axles out. So both axles are out. Popped this one off from the stub. Not purposely, but it happened. Last bolt I gotta get to is right here. That bolt I gotta remove to get the transmission off. There's the two bolts down here. These hold the actual dust plate from moving, so I can unbolt both of those now that I got the axle off, the passenger side axle off. I can actually now get to those two bolts. So that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully I can pop this transmission off and clean it up a bit. It needs help. Like, this thing it needs help. So let's get to it. So where we're at now is just removing the two last dust plate bolts. All the bolts around the transmission are all removed. I had to put it on the cherry picker, obviously, as you guys seen on the video, but that's the only reason I did that was to be able to get all the way around and get all the bolts from the transmission, because if not, it was going to be too hard since the motor was sitting on the floor. But those are the last two bolts right down there. I'm going to remove them, and transmission should be off. I'm going to lower it back down and then separate both of them, and then bam, everything that I need from this 5S would be complete. I removed the harness, which is over there, or which is in the trunk now. I have the axles right over there. Let's see what else I removed that I was going to need. Axles over there. Wire harness. We have slave cylinder. The brackets. A starter. Alternator bracket. So there's quite a few things that I'm reusing from the 5S. That alternator actually too is going to get rebuilt. It's an original Denso, so I'm going to make sure I rebuild that one. And then everything is good to go. So here goes nothing, huh? Let's get going. Alright guys, so I was able to remove this transmission, which was great. It came out very easy. The fluid in there doesn't look so healthy, so I'm going to end up power washing it, and once I throw it on, I'm going to change the transmission fluid and do all that fun stuff. But finally it's off. So everything else on this 5S is going to be not used, basically. I'm going to use that transmission or that motor mount, and I'm going to buy a new serpentine pulley, because that thing looks horrible. But that's really it. I bought a new clutch and stuff like that for the 5th gen. So, and I took off all the vacuum lines just so then I can reuse them if I need them. But for the most part, this is it. It's done. It's finito. This thing could burn for all I care now. Whatever else I'm gonna need, I'm gonna hold on to it just to see if that is everything that I need. But for the most part, it's off. I got the 5S that I'm gonna use for that 5th gen, and we're good to go. Everything is ready to be put aside, cleaned up, and wait for the motor. So what I'm gonna do next is probably deal with the body stuff. I'm going to probably remove the back bumper, the lights, and stuff like that, because I'm not going to be using them. But for the most part, what I'm going to be doing is taking them out, so then it'll be perfect for paint. You know, I want everything painted appropriately and done right. I was thinking about doing the engine bay, but the engine bay does not look bad, so I'm going to keep the engine bay as is, but the rest of the body will be getting painted and done. And the only reason why I'm removing the bumper is because of this big old dinosaur bite here. And I'm going to remove the lights because I want that painted, so then I can then take these set of cookies, get them nice and clear coated and refinished along with the center panel, and go from there. But as of right now, this is where we're at, guys. Hey guys, so this is going to conclude today's episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. We did a lot of stuff today. We removed the transmission, we removed all the axles, we removed all the little bits that we're going to need for the actual swap of the 5th gen. There are a lot of interchangeable parts, which I only found out through Bob Pram and his video. So it's one of those things where this is new to me. But we got all the parts that we really need from the 5S, so we're done with the 5S. I'm gonna junk it or do something with it, but it's taking up space there. Yeah, it needs to go. But yeah, for the most part, we got everything done. In the next episode, we're gonna be dealing with more of the body on the MR2. What we're gonna be doing is removing the rear bumper. I'm gonna try to pick up another bumper today. And try to get a nice clean one, at least one that's complete, that's not in pieces. But what I'm going to do is then replace the old one, remove those lights, try to remove all the little things that I don't want to get oversprayed or whatever the case may be. But again, thank you for watching. Remember, like, share, subscribe. If you guys are new to the channel, thank you for watching, and make sure you stay tuned because this build is going to be pretty badass. So make sure you guys watch it, okay? Thank you again. This is Jeremy, over and out, Nasty Addiction. Wait until the next episode.